Hello. So, today is currently Saturday, September 23rd, 2023. That's a lot of 23s. Okay, cool. We are just under 30 days until my next convention, which is Planet Anime here in the greater Kansas City metro. I have been invited to serve as a cosplay guest, which is a high honor, especially for a brand new convention. Though the convention is owned by Planet Promotions, and I have served as a guest and a maker at Planet Comic-Con before. Planet Anime, brand new. So this is I suppose you could say this is a big deal. I treat every convention as a big deal, no matter how great or how small the event may be. It's always a big deal for me. It is always important for me. And now that I am serving as a guest in an official capacity, I wanted to bring you along as I do this sort of thing. So buckle up. This is going to be a long video, as we are going to chronicle the next 4 weeks as I make the preparations to serve as a cosplay guest. And so I know a little bit of what I am doing, but by no means is my experience a monolith. Just because I do one thing one way does not mean that that is the way that it has to be done. I, again, am just going to document my experience throughout this in the efforts of A, sharing with my mom, because my mom lives out of state, and I know that she watches my YouTube channel. B, also, I have a lot of other friends online, both local and across the country, and a few other remote parts of the world, and I like to share with them when I am able. So, there's that. And then C, in the efforts that maybe there is a beginner cosplayer or someone who is getting acclimated into this sort of thing, that maybe this video could benefit you. If not, cool. I hope you're along for the ride. So here we go. First line of order. I have to clean. I just finished an event for another organization, Casey Curley, here in Kansas City, Missouri, an annual gathering and photo shoot for Black women to celebrate our natural hair. Shout out to the NFL. And it is a magical experience, but I have also learned with me having ADHD and also how it is that I tackle crafting projects. I am a storm in every single sense of the word. My crafting space / filming space / makeup space / bedroom's pretty messy, and so I've got to clean, put up all the crafts and everything from Casey Curley, from my Autumn Princess, get scraps ready to donate, leftover materials that I've learned if I hang on to it, I'm never going to use it, so getting things prepared to donate for other causes. And then we just got the sewing machine out of the shop. The sewing machine, she's a wonderful sewing machine, absolutely amazing. She's expensive. The repairs alone were the cost of both of my 2 beginner sewing machines, and my heart hurts. Anyways, there is a lot that has to wait until payday, unfortunately. Things that I'm investing in, things that I've had bookmarked, additional supplies that I need. But, so I don't forget, we have things written down. I didn't even realize that this book, I wish I knew where I got this book. It says Molly and Rex. The cover is actually really neat. I can and will progress. Hustle, get it done, reach your goals. Yes, find solutions. Try, make it matter. Get busy. Love what you do. Yes, you can. Think positive and focus on what matters. So this is my official con planning, con guesting book. And it's just a simple, flip page tablet, but got pages dedicated for everything. One thing about being a guest is, what is it that you can contribute? What do you have to bring to the table? Literally, what are you going to have on your table? And in my previous experiences, I brought things that I've made. When I served as a guest at Planet Comic-Con, it's easy to bring in things that I've made. I've got props, I've got a couple costumes, I have a mannequin that is in the storage, I have a sword. I want to make another sword and have it on display as well. But again, there's a list of what is it that you can bring to the table. I also sold cosplay prints, which it feels weird because I take so many pictures as it is anyways, and then I also like post a lot of things online. But to know that there are people out there who were willing to invest in a cosplay print, I just thank you, y'all. So I'm gonna have cosplay prints again, and then because I finally have gotten over my fear and intimidation of the very fancy embroidery section of this machine, I'm going to be embroidering patches for, let's see, here's one of my prototypes. It's an iron-on patch. It says Diana the Great. And then I'll also have some other fun, quirky phrases that I'll be embroidering too. I also have planned, again, items to bring to the table, to the booth. Since this is anime, making sure that I have things that are anime centered. And then I have things that, again, things I need to do, and then things I need to purchase that are waiting for payday. Because, you know, the electric bill is rude. The gas bill is rude. Well, actually, no, the gas bill is reasonable. The water bill is rude. But, because on top of all this, I am still a mom. I still provide for our household. I still take care of my kid. I still work full time. So this is like, you know, when it comes to cosplaying, unless cosplaying is your means of income and you're someone who can live on being a content creator and a creative exclusively, and I love that for you, I cannot. I still have to work full time. But for me, making sure the bills are paid and I've got groceries is most important, first and foremost. In addition, I'm very blessed that Planet Comic-Con's here in my hometown, so I don't have to worry about a hotel or lodging or anything like that. I can just pack up the car, roll out, dip. Whereas I know that travel, whenever you're attending a convention, does have to be a consideration for a lot of people. But essentially, first things first, write everything down that you can, and then go from there. Additionally, do not be afraid to ask for help. Stay hydrated. As I look at an empty bottle of Dr. Pepper, stay hydrated and do your research. If you've got enough time. I've known about being a guest for a little while, long before they made the announcement official. But so there were some preparations, some things that I was documenting and working on for a full 30 days ago, 45 days ago. Like my patch prototypes, I was knocking 2 or 3 of them out. I made 17 mock-ups of a patch and embroidery before I finally settled on a design that I really enjoyed, such as this one. And you can see the comparison between the two. This one, straight up generic heart, whereas this one has a little bit more of a point. And also rainbow ribbon is really fun. But there's other things that I plan to offer, like some stickers, like official stickers this time, like really cool stickers that say Diana the Great, the cosplay prints, the embroidery, and then if I can swing it, I'm gonna try to do a couple of bonnets too. But again, these are all things that we have written down. So let's get started. It is currently like 2:25 a.m. I have concluded my day. It was a very productive day, and I am excuse me, tired. Before I got into prep work for Planet Anime, first had to clean up our space. Then I had a side project with some alterations for a homecoming dress for my friend's daughter. Hello, I hope she likes it. I also custom made a masquerade mask for her to wear too, with the remnants of the dress. Made that my priority first. Then once that was out of the way, I started getting into patch making. Previously, I was experimenting with the Bernina software since I have a Bernina machine. A lot of embroidery software is exceedingly expensive, especially if you want to use the software to digitize, meaning you want to take a picture, a photo, your own personal design, and then you want to convert that to an embroidery file. That was the biggest difficulty when it came to learning about embroidery, was that learning curve and trying to figure out where it is to start. There are a lot of good resources and blogs, and I'll link some. There's also one thing to look at is support. One thing to remember is support. There have been other cosplayers and seamstresses, people who like to sew, Dems, seamsters, other people who have reached out with advice and tips. And my trial for my Bernina software finally ran up because they only gave me 30 days. So I was looking into some other alternatives. And as it turns out, Wilcom actually backs the Bernina software, and it's half the cost for their full deluxe program. And they have the payment plan. So we gonna run that on payday. Anyways, because it's not exactly the Bernina software, but you know, still similar enough, I was familiar with how to do it, and I was tinkering around. I had previously made my design in Clip Studio Paint, which is a drawing program, and then took that, converted it to the embroidery file. This it needs to be cleaned up a little bit on the back. I still have some threads to clip. But this is a metallic thread. This took about an hour, maybe 10 minutes, because metallic thread is very fine, and it unfortunately requires a lot of babysitting, and you can't push the machine to go quickly. It has to slow down, and you have to lower the tension, the pressure essentially. How taut the thread is held, you have to lower that significantly, so that way it allows the metallic thread to move through the needle with ease without getting too tight, because if it gets too tight, it'll break. And this broke about maybe 12 times. And this is why the metallic patches and the rainbow patches are going to be more expensive at my booth. Now, this thread was this is just a plain silver thread. This is a lot nicer, and I really had a lot of fun stitching this one out. I did have to lower my machine speed maybe 2 steps, but you know, not entirely. The rainbow thread, and this is a new one that kind of reminds me of like Easter and whatnot. This stitched out really, really nice, very easy. And then whenever I do basic colors and basic embroidery thread, it's 20 minutes max, if that. But I also like to challenge myself every time I do embroidery practice, and so I took my design, modified it for another cosplayer who also goes by the Great, because I'm Diana the Great and she is actually Alexandra the Great, and she's amazing. So she was like, I would like a patch, like when you sell them, and I offered to make a test twin for her, because I need feedback from different people, and I have testers out there in the wild for like with coworkers and some of my close friends and whatnot. And so far the feedback has been really positive. But you know, I also need someone who's not going to be as biased, and also like where else is she going to get merch or something that's customized that says the great on there. So she specifically asked for this kind of color theme. She sent me a picture of a really cute, I think it was a Sketcher that had like a rainbow sole, and so that's where I got the idea. This was 45 minutes to sew, most of it just being the white fill stitch, but you also had to change colors. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 7 different colors, but it was a lot of fun. And that one I would probably sell for a little bit more too. I've been hovering on price points for my patches. Some of the basic ones and some of the sassy ones that I'm going to make with fun phrases and fun words are going to be, you know, on the cheaper end. The regular personalized ones are going to be maybe $8, but like the fancy personalized ones or fancy merch ones that say Diana the Great and the Great, those are going to be probably 10, because it takes so much babysitting to get through like the metallic thread and everything. But other than that, when it comes to preparations for the convention, it's now building inventory. Since I've got the machine out, whip it. I do have to get another lime green embroidery thread, and I need to get some more embroidery needles, because I didn't realize that the needle I broke this weekend was my last embroidery needle. So I need to get some more embroidery needles. A lot's gonna have to wait until payday, unfortunately, but that's fine. There have been so many things that I have done and accomplished with a lot less prep time. I'm not concerned in the absolute least. It is September 27th, and I made some progress on patches. I made more progress getting my designs together, picking out fonts that I can embroider, fonts that are 100% free for commercial use so that you aren't infringing upon anyone's copywriting. Though there are some fonts. This font, it is called A Vengeance, and this is what my brand and logo and everything has been designed around for the past like 8.5 years. I have purchased the license for that so that I am able to sell things and profit with things that bear this font. But the other ones and some of the generic things I'm going to be doing, nah. But anyways, I say all this to say I've made a lot of progress on the admin work. And just as I was about to really start moving and grooving, my laptop did something that was, you know, a little interesting. It booted up with some kind of warning that, some type of error that I had never seen before. It said, okay, cool, just sign out. I kept getting the error. So I decided, all right, cool, let me just close the laptop, because I never close my laptop. I treat my laptop like it is a desktop. My friend, see how everything is nice, lovely, wonderful right there? Edges truly meet like it should. And over here we have space. That is because this is warped. Laptop should not be warped. That is dangerous. That means that there is a swollen battery. And battery swelling, you're not supposed to continue to use the electronics like that, which is a real pain when literally YouTube, TikTok, my video editing, my embroidery software, the selections that I have made, all of the fonts, downloads, videos, intros, my background music, audio tracks, everything cosplay, hobby centered, is centered around my laptop. So I bought a new one. And before you're like, dang, Diana, you got it like that? No, we don't got it like that. But there are 3 paydays in the month of September. So I got lucky like that. So I'm gonna get that one set up. Keep it moving. Welcome to the factory. AKA, we're doing shit. Machine's rolling. We're working on the new and improved Menace patch. Check that border. Wait, not that one. Check that border. Wait, not that one. This one. Yeah. See the border? Yeah. Figured out how to do that. It took a few tries, as you can see, but you know, these are still too good to not fucking sell. So, you know, there's that. I also ordered some acrylic stands from Wish. I believe these hold sunglasses. I am going to just like put some tape on the back of a patch and stick it there, and that'll be the display. But yeah, working on also getting patches cut out. They have to be prepped with fray check first, so that way the little fibers don't all split and fray everywhere. I am working on 2 more surprise designs. All of my designs have been finished, but I worked with one of my karate kids on how to adjust the border so that way there is no gap, which is something that I was that I didn't know about until I finally just asked, like, how can I prevent this little 1 to 2 millimeter gap with the border? Because on my screen it looks fine, but as I stitch it out, it looks, you know, I have this little gap between the border and the fill stitch. And so she explained that you have to overcompensate on the border or the fill stitch a little bit more. What I have been doing is shrinking my border just a little bit, moving it inward at the north and south points. East and west has been fine, but moving it in a few millimeters on the north and south point before I transfer it onto my USB drive, and then it's good. And that came out really well with the ferrule patches. This one is I'm still sell it. The thread broke on it, but I don't care. I also unboxed a box from Wawak, which included this handy dandy machine cleaning brush. I have noticed that I need to stop to take the time to clean my machine every few patches or so. I've been going in every color change, just a quick dust brush wisheroo and all of that good stuff. Next, I'm also working on my cosplay prints. I've got my handy dandy notebook here with a blank page with respective cosplay prints to have on display at my table. And so I'm going through getting the cosplays that I've done so far in 2023 so I can get 8x10s printed out, get a restock of cosplay prints ordered, so that way they'll be here in time for the con. We're moving. We're grooving. It is October the 5th. Apparently we got 2 weeks. Hello. It is Monday, October 9th, 2023. And I am currently taking a break. I'm off work today, despite it being a weekday, but it's Indigenous Peoples Day. So far, in planning for the convention, I decided to get I was going to use a QR code generator to link to my Linktree, which has all of my social media links, my website, my media kit, and other pertinent information, just a summary little link. It turns out Linktree will generate a QR code for you. You just have to download it, so yay for that. I used Canva to do a fun little infographic that's got the QR code on there. And then I got a acrylic stand from Amazon because all of the other acrylic stands, the ones that hold like, I wanted a 5x7 so it could be, you know, not huge as an 8.5 by 11. I'm still gonna have a lot of stuff on my table as it is anyways. So I've got the infographic ordered. We have been rocking it with the patches. For this one, they never should have given me a sewing machine. Goblin is next to be embroidered. And then I don't know if I've already showed this to y'all, but we've got Slay, my new favorite cosplayer. But I found this really cool looking retro font. And so I also did that in a couple different colorways. Got neon green. I do need to go get a more vibrant pink. This fuchsia's pretty, but I want to get more, something that's a little bit more neon. And then I also did the rainbow color too. It makes me think of when I was in the 4th grade and I went to computer class and got to play Oregon Trail and Number Munchers on those big ass clunky Apple computers that had the monitor and then the, what was it, the 5x7 disk drive separate and then the keyboard on top. That's what it reminds me of, and I hope that I conveyed that vibe well with it. I also finalized Drink Your Water. Love these. And so far that is Menace, Feral, Water, Slay, Goon. That's 6 designs that I've done in just the past few days. Number 7's up next. And then I think I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 more before I focus on getting merch together. I'm also experimenting with some custom stuff because I want to do a little surprise for a couple key people at Planet Anime. This was trying to get the stitching right. The Kansas City part down there is really hard to stitch out, and I've had to tinker with some tension settings on my machine. I've had to do a lot of tinkering with my machine. I have had to get out thread tangles and what else? I've had to save some patches. I've had to throw a couple patches away, honestly, but that's all right. It's all a learning experience. I am about to go to the Bernina store and get some more embroidery needles. Not that I'm breaking needles like that. When there's a jam, most of the time I'm able to save it, but there was one jam where it didn't break the needle, but there was so much thread bunched up and the needle was caught on the downward stroke in the stitch plate. And I went to go cut the thread and where are you? These wonderful here embroidery scissors actually cut through the tip of the needle, the embroidery part. So that was a lot of fun to figure out where that teensy tiny little piece of metal went. So I've got my 3rd needle on the machine, but I just want to have some more just to be on the safe side because we are less than 2 weeks away from the con. I also am going to go to Home Depot to get some stuff for Lust from Full Metal, working on her hands that do the thing. I'm excited for that. And what else? At some point in time I need a nap, but cause even though it's my off day, I got up when I normally would get up for work and just hit the ground running for sewing. It is the manic factory. While one patch is going, I have another embroidery hoop. See it behind me? Ready to roll, ready to go. There's also water because I do listen to my own words and drink my water. But when one is going, the other hoop is ready. Then when one comes off, I go ahead, put the other hoop on, get that going. Then I prep the patch with fray check, which helps to obviously keep stuff from fraying, and set that aside to let that go, and then rehoop the embroidery hoop that I took off. And it's literally a cycle. The Manic Factory. Like, we're keeping it pushing. Oh, and I also have made these little fun infographics or information cards on how to handle your patch, and did that with company resources because I think that's all I got going for now. I'll try to remember to check in again later, but yeah, for it being, let's see, it's the 9th, tomorrow's the 10th. Yeah, we're 11 days away. We're 11 days away. It is Thursday, October 12th, 7:53 p.m. I just got home from work. At least I've had enough time to change, take the wig off. Because, well, if you didn't know, usually in the days leading to an event in which I need to wear a wig, I will go ahead and braid down my natural hair and wear a wig to work for the days leading up to it. So that way I don't have to worry about actually washing and detangling and deep conditioning and doing all that hair maintenance when I've got to do craft stuff. But also, hello, new glasses. Everyone's like, oh, those are so nice, you know, because they're cat-eyed. No, they're snakes, because I am a villain who's tired. It is typically around this time that I have second guesses and regrets for why I do what I do, because I reach a point of being tired, because I do all of this by myself. Now, it's not that I'm not well supported. I am very well supported. I have an amazing family. I have phenomenal friends. I have a really good community of supporters online, but there are some times where I just am fucking exhausted and I want to cancel everything and I just want to quit. But I can't, cliche as it is. They say when you feel like you want to quit, remember why it is that you started. And I started this for my own self-fulfillment, but the journey has turned into education, empowerment, leadership, inspiration, recognition, and it will be worthwhile when it is done. It'll be worth it. The part that makes me like super emotional is that my dad is not here. I mean, spiritually, man's still kicking it. He actually, being the ethereal Clifford that he is, when my booth items are not in use, I actually keep everything that I have for my table, give or take the stuff that I need to like cycle out for various reasons or whatever it is, like a particular wig or a particular prop or whatever. But most of my stuff, my tablecloth, my signage, anything else that I typically would have at my booth or at my table is in a big ass storage bin, and that big ass storage bin is next to his ashes. So my dad keeps watch over my stuff when I am not serving as a guest as a convention. And eventually I will do a dedicated blog about this. 2021 was a very difficult year, and me attending a convention was that discussion was one of the last things that my dad and I talked about while he was alive. Literally the day before he passed, I mentioned how I wanted to go to Planet Comic-Con and enter the cosplay contest, because pandemic had kind of ruined everything and I had worked really, really hard, and he told me to go. One of the things that he always said, in addition to that, he told me it would be okay to go. And I will detail why that is so special in a separate blog for that cosplay, because that's something that I have not brought to the YouTube community just yet. Daddy always used to say, you got to keep going. So once I have my set, I'm gonna keep going. But like, for now, I'm gonna take a pause. Reminiscing about my cosplay journey, it's really special. Because when I first got into it, I had no idea what I was doing. I thought people would think I'm weird. I thought he would think I was weird. And he would just watch. Because I just want to watch the genius at work. He would brag. Oh, he would brag. Oh, he would brag. He wouldn't even know what I was cosplaying. But he would show pictures off to his co-workers. And so again, when you feel like you want to quit, remember why it is that you started. I started for myself, but I stay in this because he said to keep going. And there are a lot of people who want me to keep going. And there are a lot of people who have gotten into this where that's fucking snot. Okay, there are a lot of people who have become exposed to the costuming and the cosplay world, the various nerd and fandoms, because of me. And it's not like I am seeking to be solely an influencer. I'm having a good time. I'm having a sad right now, but generally 95% of the time I'm having a good time. And I love to help. I love to help support, to educate, to uplift, to bring others into this, whether they do it on accident or not. I can't tell you how many people have consulted me about Halloween stuff. I have a friend who regularly, every costume she makes, it don't matter what or how simple, she is in a whole entire different part of the country. Every costume she makes or dabbles in or purchases or wants to modify sends me like a briefing of it. Like, what do you think about this? How should I do this? What's your idea on this? It is for them, the babies who don't get to see themselves represented as a superhero or a villain. That's not like some over-exaggerated ghetto culture, whatever it is. You know, like, it's for us who want to see us in the roles that we traditionally haven't been seen in. It's for the women who are curvy as hell. A little bit of tum-tum here and there that we're told they're not the right shape or size or color to be a character. It's for them. I do this for them because I am that person who didn't see me as what I wanted to be, so I became it. And somehow I'm still here some years later. So let me get my shit together. I have clearly given myself my own pep talk. And let me show you some cool shit. Alright, the sad is over. Although I hate crying because my eyes get swollen and I look like a turtle. But I promise I'm good now. So, welcome to the Manic Factory. AKA the levels of insanity for the things that I do. We are going to make one final patch for this design. P-E to the T-T-Y. Alright. And all that good stuff. It's already loaded here onto the sewing machine. You might see some sneak peeks of some of the things, but by the time this video goes live, it wouldn't matter. I do still have one more design that I'm going to do tonight, and then after that I'm going to move back to everything that says Diana the Great or the Great and all that good stuff. This is a patch that consists of 10,000 stitches. It is estimated to be done in 18 minutes according to the machine, but that is at the highest speed capacity, what I like to call warp speed. She old and she is reliable, but going at warp speed does the most, because the embroidery arm here requires a lot of, it moves on an XY grid because it is, the abbreviations are CNC, and not the CNC that the book readers know, a different CNC, computer something. Anyways, imagine a piece of paper and the pen is in the exact same spot, but the paper is what is moved around, and that is what creates your drawing. Sometimes with this moving at warp speed, it puts a little bit too much stress on the thread, or also because of the very jerky movements that the arm has to make, sometimes the lettering of the design doesn't come out as pretty as it would if the machine took its time. So I usually like to go the next fastest speed, which adds 6 minutes to the completion time, meaning that this is going to be done in 24 minutes instead of the 18. There will be a pause for the color change in the thread as well, and I think I might be running low on bobbin thread too, but I've got plenty of spare bobbins already wound and ready to go. It does a few stitches and a back stitch first. Allows me a moment to clear that lead thread, if you can see it. To clear that off of there so that way it doesn't get tangled up and mixed up in the design. Then you put the presser foot back down and let this thing rock. Meanwhile, while we are doing that, we're going to set up some signage. I have these little 5x7s and some cards that I printed off of, I made the design from Canva, but I printed it at Office Depot. The original design that I did, Office Depot went ahead and cut for me, but for some reason this time, and maybe it's because I chose the bougie cardstock, but they didn't cut it out for my other ones. And this is going to be the price listing that I do. And then the other is going to be my payment listing showing what I take and all that good stuff. Ways to do tap to pay digitally. I thankfully have my paper cutter that I use to make all of the instructions for the patches, so that's not a big deal. I ordered my 5x7 displays from Amazon, but I also, from Wish, got a few other acrylic things to display too. I think this one is my business card holder. Yep. And I like getting generic, simple, plain shit from Wish because, yes, it is drop shipped. And I don't like drop shipping for healthy items or things that need to touch your skin, things that are going to be physically involved with you. Don't get drop shipped makeup, don't get drop shipped skin products, don't get drop shipped hair products, absolutely not. Get those from somebody local if at all possible. And for a lot of things, I'd like to support my small businesses, give them the opportunity to get that sale. But for very general, simple, basic shit, I don't mind using Amazon or Wish or even AliExpress. I got my new mannequin from AliExpress as well. So yeah, business card holder, because I don't think I have one. And then, I don't know what this is. It's very tiny. Ah, badge reel holder. Okay. I needed one of these for work, so apparently I just threw that into the order so I could have a decent shipping. And I think this is my book stand. I have a portfolio of my, yes it is. I have a portfolio of all of my cosplay prints in 8.5 by 11s. And so I wanted a nice little stand for it to sit on. And that is what this is. And so it literally just sits like that. And then the book can sit right here, either open so you can flip through it or something like that. But again, simple shit I don't mind getting off of Wish. And so, after the petty design, one more design of a cool word, and then switching to the branded stuff with the Great and Diana the Great. While also doing this, I am still working on my prop for my Sunday cosplay. I am in mild panic mode because I ordered a sewing pattern for that cosplay and it still has not arrived yet. I didn't realize that it was coming from Canada. I messaged the seller. Apparently there's no tracking when you have paper post from Canada. So yay for that. I do have a backup plan. I've got plenty of sewing patterns that I can build one from. I just didn't want to take the time to do it. I wanted a pattern that was already ready to go. But if needed, there's a digital pattern I can swipe off of Etsy, print that out, and go from there and modify it to my liking. I have so much to do between now and then, because also today the email came from the Entertainment Zone director. Hi, Jim. I love you. Saying when it is that I can load in, when we can go ahead and take everything down to the convention, get booth set up and all of that good stuff. I am preparing to load in that Thursday, a week from today, so that way I can actually drive all of the stuff onto the dock and not have to worry about parking and then lugging everything from the car up to the dock and going from there. But that's the plan, tentatively. Anyways, while this is going, I am going to get the next hoopery hooped, get dinner, should be ready by now. Thank you, air fryer. And I will check in again tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Sorry I had a sad, actually I'm not sorry I had a sad. I hate being vulnerable, because my vulnerability is a treasure, and there are not many people that I can trust my vulnerability with. I know who I can, of course, but I prefer not to burden them if at all possible. But thank you. I appreciate you, though. So, again, I've had my pep talk. We got to keep going. That's what Clifford said. Okay. It is so late, my watch isn't coming on. I know it's 1, which is the twilight hour for me. That's when I start getting loopy and call it quits. But wanted to film before I actually went to bed. And here is the final design. Creator. I like this font. Simple, straightforward. It gives me positive vibes. I was blasting through them pretty quickly, and then I decided to slow the speed down so that the lettering was a little smidge more concise. So those are taking a full 25-30 minutes to do. Usually when I wake up in the morning, if I didn't get the full 6 that I wanted, I will do 1 in the morning while I'm getting ready for work, and then the other when I first get home, which is what I did tonight. But that frees me up for all of the personalized ones, the ones with my handle and the ones with just the grade on there. Yeah, it's still 9 patches, 9 patch designs, with only like 9 patch designs, and I think 8 days straight, 8 or 9 days straight. And I only took 1 day off of sewing to do my other cosplay stuff, so sorry for yawning. I have 1 off day, which is Sunday. I work Friday tomorrow. I work Saturday. I don't work Sunday. Then I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then after that is con time. on time. Hello. It is currently 12:29 a.m. on Sunday, October 15th. I have been, as you can hear, sewing up a storm. I'm making my last metallic patch of the night. The metallic ones take a long time to do because they require a slower speed. Changing the needle, because metallic thread is actually metallic fibers woven around a thinner thread, and my machine is aggressive and likes to break the thread. So usually, depending on the type of metallic thread I'm using, usually I have to babysit the machine, fix it after the thread breaks, all that good stuff. But in doing all of these patches, I have learned every single noise that this machine makes. And she sounds loud right now, but no, she's actually happy with the metallic thread and she's not going at warp speed. I made, how many tonight? 4? This is number 5? Yeah, so that's actually pretty good. Normally, for a regular design, I do about 6. So 5 metallic patches in a night is really, really good. And I'm just doing 2 in each metallic thread. I did 2 silver, and then the oil slick thread is the one that gets on my fucking nerves. But I suppose I can show you the oil slick thread, because it's, I don't know what it is, and I don't know if you can tell, but this is what breaks a lot, and I have to go slower. Sometimes I can take it up to regular speed, and she's like, I'll try, you know. But also, sometimes when I do something, I get inspired, and I'm like, I want this for me. So I made myself a new metallic patch with this nice teal lettering and outline. That's just for me. Anyways, the silver ones are very pretty. And then I'll do, see? There it is. The thread break. At how many stitches in? 2,993 this time. Naturally. It gets about 3,000 to 4,000 stitches in on this thread before she decides, you know what, I am just gonna fuck with you. So there's that. But this is the last design that I'm doing for the night, and the last of this oil slick thread, unless somebody pays me some very good money in the future, because this shit is the bane of my existence. Here, let me turn the light back on, because I was cleaning up and getting settled. So again, you can see the metallic part, and you can see how it is wrapped around regular thread. And sometimes with the fill stitch that I do and having to go back and forth in some very small places, sometimes the thread or the needle goes over where it was before, and since it's a sharp, fresh needle, it breaks, all that good stuff, whatever. Cool thing about the machine, when it does break a thread, is that it also allows me to, and I don't have a phone holder right now, it actually allows for me to move the needle or the embroidery bar, whatever, to go back in time stitches. You're just gonna eat that? You just ate that. Alright, cool. There we go. It lets me go back stitches. Usually I miss about 6, so I have to go backwards about 6 to 8 stitches. I like to go back to 9, from 6 to 9, just to make sure that there's going to be no kind of break or gap in the pattern. Anyways, tomorrow is my day off. After this patch finishes up, I am going to go to bed. We've got to get up first thing in the morning. The kids got a karate event, not tournament, but it's like a camp where they learn how to do something that they actually already know how to do, but whatever, it costs $65. He paid for it, so he wants to go. Take him to the karate event, and then I am going to sew. Incidentally, my sewing pattern that I was waiting on to come from Canada, I finally was about to give up, and so I found another sewing pattern on Etsy and printed out the PDF and brought it home, and as I got home and checked the mail, guess what there was? Sewing pattern from Canada. But that's alright, I've got time. And what else? So I need to cut the pattern out so I can piece that, work on props. I need to work on my prop. I need to work on the kid's prop. I need to work on my brother's prop. My kid has a cosplay thing he wants to do. My brother has a Halloween event because he perpetually, selfishly brings me out of, I don't want to make things for other people retirement, because I don't like to do things for other people in the Halloween month. Sometimes I get a little overwhelmed. I don't like to do other people's makeup, but whenever he has a party, he always recruits me. And now that I am a master level award-winning cosplayer that also serves as a cosplay guest and judge at our local conventions, the ante has been upped. So he has a costume. I mean, he just has a basic costume that he got off of Amazon, but I've got to hem his pants for that and make him a mask, which is not anything terrible because I made a mask for my friend's daughter's homecoming ahead of all of this because it was time sensitive. And he told me about the mask a few months ago and I forgot. ADHD. So making him a mask, and I'm just gonna make it and paint it to match his outfit. I'm not going to do anything special with fabric or thread or anything like that. And then we literally have been sitting here for 8 minutes. 8 of them. And you already broke again. At that second speed. You're disrespectful. I don't appreciate that. We're almost ready. I have a lovely nope. Motherfucking again? 12:48 p.m. So I suppose it's 12 hours later. Manic Factory, back at it. I have worked all morning to do the rest of the metallic patches. I had one that had gotten jammed up last night. Well, not jammed, like I saved it, and the machine was smart enough to be like, hey, something's wrong. And the stitching was off, so I had to fix that, figure out what happened. Like, if you ever look at the back side of something and see how messed up it is, you know, it's substantial. Anyhow, steaming ahead. I'm getting my pattern unfolded so I can go ahead and get that diced up. I've got my Dremel tools in here, my foam tools, to keep working on props. I'm motivated. Keeping it up. The Manic Factory is factorying, but we gonna do it. October 17th, 11:57 a.m. I had an appointment this morning, so I had a delayed start. And thankfully I could call into said appointment. So I actually got a lot done while I was waiting an hour and 15 minutes for these people to come on the phone and all that good stuff. But anyways, nice stuff. We have made a lot of progress, and I don't know if it was the Manic Factory or crackhead energy, but either way, here for it. I got the Fabric for Lust cut out. I finalized the last patch. Voila, there's that one. This was the test run. I'm gonna still sell it. I don't care. I'm gonna still sell it. I got Lust's fingers done. The base. They are very cool. Is that the thumb? That's the thumb. Okay. Anyways. So I got these done. All 5 fingers. And it is foam. That is foam clay to help soften up where the connector is. The white part is Warbler. And I'm going to sandwich them all between more Warbler, black Warbler, so that it's all uniform. And then paint that with, or prep it for paint with the Plastidip the Plastidip gave me. I'm very excited for the glossy Plastidip. And then I just have to make Lust dress, Lust gloves. In addition to this, my kid and my brother both have asked things of me. So my kid wants to be a gender bend version of Daisy. So I am working on making him a Daisy crown that has been fully formed and is prepped with Plastidip. It's got one more coat that needs to dry, and then I can get paint on it this afternoon, or this evening when I get home from work, and then glue said accessories on, and then top coat. So that should be done tonight. My brother wants a masquerade mask, and I am extra, so I ordered him some black feathers from Amazon, which should also be arriving today. And I hope to have that done tonight, since it only took me a couple hours to do the last masquerade mask. And I wanted to wear the smart glasses. I mean, I'm smart, but these make me look like I do something, right? Don't they? There's that. I have 1 full day of work, half day today, full day tomorrow, and then it's con time. And I am also, where's my handy dandy notebook, Steve? Let me turn off the sewing machine. So also writing things down and remembering them as I go, or remembering to check the book as I go. My cosplay prints are out for delivery from FedEx. Bless. And then I think I'm at a good place. It's still going to be manic all the way down to the end. And after I get set up on Thursday, I'm going to be making the last of the patches. But because I don't work Thursday, yeah, Thursday, like maybe a couple, Friday before I head to the con. But yeah, I think I'll be good. I had intentions of doing like a lot of like special presents and stuff for some of the patches, and I'm gonna try to get some of them, at least maybe 3 or 4, since they're already designs that I've done, and then some other test designs that I had been working with earlier. But now I need to go get some food and get to work. But yeah, it's almost con time. It is 2:38 a.m. on Wednesday, October 18th. Yeah, I'm here. I am almost done with patch inventory. This just came off the presses. I've got one more design that I need to do. I need to offer some more variety of the grate, because I had to finalize that patch design I did today. And then I'm just going to do one more. I was going to do metallic, and then I realized I promised my sewing machine I wouldn't give it any more metallic thread. I am up late. It's okay. Originally I was going to have the day off as a pleasant surprise, but then someone got sick, or someone's kid got sick, so I'm at least get a half day so I get to sleep in.
which is why I stayed up so late tonight. But other than that, I'm glad for the half day, because I'll still, even though I get to sleep in, I'm still probably going to get up at a reasonable time, knock out those patches, and then that way I can sew for the rest of the night Wednesday, for whatever time I'm not loading Thursday, and then whatever time I'm not at the con on Friday. Then I'll load the sewing machine up with me, pending electricity hookup, so I can do demos this weekend. But yeah, we've got a con in 48 hours, essentially. 7:02 p.m. on Wednesday, October the 18th. Load-in is tomorrow. I got to skedaddle out of work a little early. I am in full manic mode. There's still a lot to be done, but I also know that I can do literally everything. I've been studying the convention center map because this time the layouts are different. Normally we load in on the west dock, but apparently I'm supposed to load in on the south. Don't know. I'm gonna ask Jim and see, just to be safe. Because according to the map, I'm closer to the west end, but I just want to, like, usually that's where we are. We enter through the west end, but they're moving the entrance this time. Instead of being at the corner of 13th and Broadway like it typically is, they're wanting the entrance off of like 14th or so. And I think they're going to loop through the actual, I think they're going to loop through the municipal to get to the convention center, which is a little unique, but you know, it's whatever, it's clever. We'll figure it out. It is an hour of the morning that you would judge me, so I'm not going to tell you what time it is. But, hello. I've made progress. The kids' stuff is all ready to go. I am working on Lust. We now have claws wrapped in Warbler. That is... oh gosh, I have the label and I keep fucking up the labels. Anyways, that's 2 out of the 5. These are... oh, you're bent and I need to fix you. These are quite menacing. Other than this one that's not bent right. There we go. That's all I needed. Let's just bend it the right way. So yeah, there we go. All right, that's good. I'll just set you on a shoe. So I am working on those, and I want to get those wrapped in the Warbler so I can get them plastic dipped. I got all of the patches adhered. Now I just have to cut them out. There's 91. But honestly, that's something I could probably do, like, at the con while talking to people. So,
you know, I've got them. They're made. I did make one more, and because I'm a perfectionist, I'm going to make one more. And I like it, but I know I can do better. And originally when I played with the file, because these letters are they're real difficult to do, unfortunately, because they're so tiny and so thin. And I'm not the best at the lettering just yet, so I'm gonna get there. But for now, yeah. But I'm gonna do one more of those. I want to give one to the convention owner as a thank you for having me. Because, you know, he didn't have to put on an anime convention. And even though the con owner himself, he's not the one who invited me to the convention, he is still someone who I know and have, like he's a really, really cool guy. And still, like, I knew him even before I was a convention guest, when I was just attending Planet Comic-Con for funsies. Also, shout out to my cosplay friends, because, yeah, this Warbler was a gift from another cosplayer and guest at Planet Comic-Con, Rachel. Oh gosh, is it Cosjoy? I think it might be Cosjoy. Anyways, she and I met in the maker area and bonded over Sailor Moon Fukus. So there's that. But yeah, the only thing I really had to invest in for Lust was the fabric and the pattern. And all that fuss that I did over the pattern, not getting here in time. And guess what? Still haven't started sewing. I'm gonna make it though. It is 12/12 on the 19th. This patch came out well, but I'm making some tweaks before I head to the convention because I want to give it to the con owner. I have done all of the things. We are packed. Everything is in the car except for this last patch display that I'm working on. While I was running errands today, I had my co-workers make an illegal copy for me, and I did buy a laminator. It's a nice little laminator, faster and better than the one that we have at the job that I shouldn't have been using, but now I don't have a reason to anymore. Yeah, the claws look amazing for Lust, and then once while this patch is sewing, I'm going to go and put the second coat of Plastidip on there. And then after that, yeah, that's the only other thing that needs to be worked on besides my brother's mask. But that needed some more time to dry because the paint wound up kind of tacky. So, outside of that, y'all just gonna get what I have to give. The kid wants to do a couple of things because there's some video games that are releasing that he's super excited about. The new Mario Wonder game that's coming out, so it's right on time for him being Daisy. And then I've got my brother's pants ready for the hem, but after this patch, then I'll be doing all of the sewing, get that hem out the way, and then I'll be working on Lust for the rest of the day, because once I load in, I'm good, and then, or once I load in and set up, then I will leave, come back and finish sewing. Sew as much as we can, which is going to be everything. I do not have a choice in the matter right now, but it is what it is. I normally don't take my poor little sewing machine at warp speed, but I need her to do warp speed today. You're doing great, sweetie. I love you. I'm so proud of you. It's D-Day. It is con time. We're out here representing the brand. Leanna, when you watch this, you're going to be so proud because I actually broke out the fancy shoes that I never wear. I have really cool sneakers. I just never wear them. Ever. And Leanna loves shoes. And Leanna wears the same size shoe as me. So she'll be one of the shoes that I'm going to be wearing this weekend for Lust Cosplay. Came from her. And I'm so excited. Because those are some very cute shoes that just did not get, she said they didn't get a lot of wear. She only wore them once. And I'm like, I love these. And you saved me a trip to the thrift store and a trip searching for something else. So, yay for that. My point of sale. Pardon my dusty tablet, it just sits when I'm not using it. But my point of sale system and all my patches loaded. And my inventory and everything. I'm really, really happy. What about your watch? Is it fixed? Well, that just means that you gotta unbutton the sleeves before you put the shirt on. And then button them after when you're done. Or you can cuff them. I cannot believe we found that shirt inside of like 5 seconds. Y'all, we literally found it.
Inside, like
we walked in and we walked down the aisle for a second just to skim. You should go on the back. Let me see. Wow. That looks great. Wow. That really does look fantastic, son. Wow. Did you not bottom button for, is it too tight or anything down there? Oh, no, it's okay. It's alright. I didn't know if I need to do some super last minute tailoring or something like that. Wow. That is cool. Oh man, I love that. That is a great idea. Honestly, we should see if your grandfather has each tie or something like that. He might, because we had to have orange for graduation. We're gonna get there. Hello. It is 1:41 p.m. Just spent 20 minutes driving around trying to figure out where the South Dock is, as the layout of the convention is a little bit different this time. We are in a literal line that has been at a standstill, and one part of the reasons why I had to drive around to figure out how to get into this line, because it is wrapped around the block. See, and then that goes up that ramp, and then there's more line to get into the convention center. So the good thing is we're all packed. We have everything we need. There's 2 mannequins, all of the assortment that you could think of, cosplay props, cosplay prints, everything in there. Although I remembered as I got on the highway, I don't know if my retractable banner is in here, because I typically keep that separate since it's heavier. It might be in the bucket, it might not be in the bucket. We'll figure it out. But I know there's at least 2 vehicles behind me, a cargo van and another truck. And then there was a third truck that realized, oh, this is a line, and just had to go realign themselves. Plus, with the construction, with the pending road closures, because typically for Comic-Con, we close down like a block or two surrounding Comic-Con. Though I'm not sure what the street layout looks like this time, because of the fact that we're in the south end of the convention center, and usually like this part of the convention center is where Celebrity Row is. So it's unique that it's kind of flip-flopped, I suppose. Like the way I looked at the map, it all seemed like it was the same, but they told everybody if you're going to drive up, which I've got way too much stuff to carry up the street, but if you're going to drive up, then to just nah. So we're doing it now. Other than that, I'll check in when we get inside. Got my partner with me.
Yeah.
So we'll be bringing you a couple updates once we get in there. But for now, all I can do is just sit here and play Pokemon until we move another. We've at least moved like 3 or 4 car lengths up. So
Yeah, we have.
We've moved up. Like we're 1, 2, 3, 4 away from turning the corner,
Which is amazing.
Enjoy.
Wasn't Celebrity Row over this side?
Yeah, it's switched.
Here.
All right.
Your booth is,
Right there next to my friend.
and there you have it.
All right.
So if you can park in tight, because we tried to make sure we have room for cars to go both ways.
Gotcha.
And you can probably pull up a little further and just
Okay.
park in.
No worries, no
Good.
worries. Like I said, we just have to dump and then we'll go park and come back.
Nice. Thank
All
you
right.
so very much.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. All right, kid. I be forgetting about these walks to the convention center. I ain't been to the gym in a while. Just a little short on breath. Smidge. But it's okay, we're getting our steps in. We are parked, tentatively unloaded.
We got them.
We're about to start setting up. Realized, forgot a couple things, but that's fine. I have a list, so I don't forget. I'm not eating nothing that's growing on a wall. All right, this is as good as it's gonna get for now. Thank you to my partner for all his cool stuff. But that empty space over there next to Transformation Sailor Moon, she's gonna have her wings that I forgot. And then I have a long list of things that I forgot or need to make a note of. Normally I would have my banner like Sam's got hers, but I don't have my clamps for it because apparently I put those away. Also, shout out to Folksy Cosplay for letting me borrow a tablecloth because I have my sequin one, but it didn't look right with the standard white tablecloth. Not that Adonis' stuff looks bad. It looks great, but the sequins just didn't look good. Anyways, so this is as good as we can get for the time being. and we're gonna go home. Well, we got to go to Walmart, get last minute things, and then go home. Or no, there's a game release. Yeah, gotta go do the pre-ring for that, because I'm that kind of mom. But
Yeah, I'm gonna play the heck out of that game.
okay. Hello. It is 11 o'clock Friday morning, October 20th. And I actually went to bed at a decent hour and slept a decent amount of time. I got Lust's dress almost done. I don't know why I doubted myself a little bit, but once I started sewing, I reminded myself, you are that bitch. So, okay, I got it. But yeah, got that all done. The booth, as I showed you guys, was almost all the way set up, but enough to where I don't have to do anything else other than just the couple things that I'd written down. I am only mildly ashamed because woke up this morning to find out that my booth was on the news. Who knew? Certainly not me. And actually would not have known if not for my booth buddy tagging me, because her mother-in-law caught Planet Anime being mentioned on the news, and then all of a sudden there's a pan to our booths and stuff like that. So it's like really damn cool. I'm not saying I made it, you know, but I did make everything that was on that booth. So yay for that. I just finished the hem for my brother's pants for his costume party this weekend. For Lust, all I have to do is the alterations. I apparently got a little more ass back there than I thought, and the zipper closes everywhere. Like around the back, fine, perfect, wonderful. We get the ass, and it's just, okay, that is my fault. I even lined it, and it's a beautiful maroon lining. A satin, and satin's a bitch to sew with because it frays so fucking much, but it's so pretty. It's a matte satin, and it is beautiful. And you know, there's gonna be a little leg popping out, like, you know, Lust is Lust. If you have ever seen the anime, you know she a baddie. She is a baddie, certified, bona fide, 100%. But anyways, the dress fits everywhere else, fits in the chest, so my measurements there were perfect. But in regards of the booty, it didn't. So I thankfully had some fabric scraps from previous projects. I added a small panel of some 4-way stretch fabric, so that way right there, you know, it'll have a little room. And then I just need to add in the zipper, do the alterations, because I do need to take it in a smidge so it'll fit right, but just a little bit. And then zipper, alterations, hem. And I have to hem where the split is, and then do a folded hem for the bottom of the dress, and a folded hem for the chest part. But all very simple. And then after that is the gloves, which will also be simple, except for the detail part. And what I envision is that I am going to draw out the pattern. I'm going to sew up one arm, just one side, one seam up one arm, flip that open, add the top detail onto it, then pin everything back closed. So that way I don't have to finagle it on the sewing machine or anything like that. Because you want to add the top detail before you do the side seams so that it's easier to manage. I've got the wings that I forgot for my booth loaded into the car already. And then I'm going to finish Lust. We've got plenty of time because I'm not trying to leave the house until maybe 3, possibly 3:30 or so. Probably closer to 3. But it's only 11 now. I've got a breakfast sandwich that I need to eat. And then I already woke my kid up. I still have to finish cutting out the patches, but again, that's something I can probably do like at the convention because this is only preview day, so it's not the full expected crowd. This is for the people who have the special paid tickets to include today. That way they can, you know, shop among everyone without the full crowd experience or whatever it is. But yeah, like it's gonna come down to the wire. But we there.
For you here, the folks who put on Planet Comic-Con are bringing something a little new to the Metro this weekend.
And the first Planet Anime is happening this weekend. And Fox 4's Marcus Officer is live at Bartle Hall with everything you need to know about the convention. Good morning, Marcus.
Good morning, Pat and Abby. There's a reason Planet Anime is coming to life. That is because anime is almost everywhere. You can't really go many places without seeing some of these really out-of-this-world outfits. You're going to see a lot of folks dressed up, ready to go, geared up for the first of what many...
Old. Again, it's a place where anybody can be a kid and enjoy what they love.
Fair enough. Now, for the record, when I dance, more than just my shoes comes off. And you can't buy tickets to that, but you can buy tickets for this weekend. What's that process look like? How can folks get involved? And how can we get that number well over 10,000?
Yeah, tickets are available at the door. The box office will call areas down in lobby 1500, which is just across from Municipal Auditorium on the south side. Come up, grab tickets, come up to the show floor. We open tonight on preview night 5 o'clock, and then Saturday and Sunday is a 10 a.m. start. So Kansas City's going to be busy this weekend. The marathon's happening downtown. So Planet Anime is going to be the place to be, and we can't wait for people to come out and celebrate. That's
Fair enough.
Hello. It's 4:06 p.m. We're on the way to the convention center. I just parked. Actually, prior to that, unloaded the last 4 things that I needed to bring. Dropped the kid off so you could go take him to the booth. Did not finish the gloves in time, but that's okay. I'm tempted to scrap the gloves and start all over because sewing stretch vinyl on stretch pleather was a terrible idea. But, you know, it's whatever at this point. I do not care. Hopefully no one looks. Are those actual hydrangeas in the wild? Who knew? It's a beautiful day in Kansas City. I was supposed to be wearing full sweats. Can't, because it's 80 degrees. Those are hydrangeas in the wild. Well, obviously a landscaper tended to this, but you don't see hydrangeas growing outside. Like, wow.
It is 12:16 a.m. Day 1 of Planet Anime KC is complete. I had a great time. I'm very tired. I actually I had the intentions of staying to go to the Sailor Moon drag show, but I opted to just call it a night. Today was a relatively pretty chill day because it was just what's known as the preview day, and that was open to like VIP folks or the Red Panda Pass, which I suppose is VIP, and then the people who purchased if they purchased the weekend pass earlier before they announced that it was going to be a preview night, then they also get to have it. So it wasn't like the full crowd like we expected,
or like it would be for a regular con, but it was still good. I sold patches, and my card reader failed me. Like, how dare you? But I think I have it fixed now. Maybe it was just being weird, maybe it was being sensitive, I don't know. It's gonna be an early morning. Best friend is gonna carpool with us, with her kids, tomorrow. There's also a marathon, apparently, so they're gonna have a whole bunch of road closures, so parking's gonna be fun. But all in all, it was still a really good night. I know that earlier in recording the series for this blog, I had a little bit of a sad, and I reflected upon missing my dad and why I started my cosplay journey and why I continue my cosplay journey, and reminded myself in that moment that it would be worth it all in the end. And today, a young girl came up to the booth and was just completely enamored with everything, and she had her father with her, and she wanted to ask me a question, and her dad said she would like to ask you a question, but she's too embarrassed. And I was like, sweetheart, I once was a young black girl as well. Literally, anything you could think of, anything that you think is too embarrassing, too much, whatever. I've been there, I've done that, I've experienced it, so there's no such thing. Tell me your question. I promise it'll be okay. And all she wanted to do was ask me, how did I get into sewing? Which, then we had to tell her the story of how we got into sewing. That Doris, can you see Doris up there? Doris tried to teach me originally on her machine, and I got the general stitches, all that good stuff. It was very little, very, very little, like itty bitty. And then, kind of lost the craft, got back into it, or tried to, lost it again. And then, when the kid started up martial arts, he started advancing. He had all these different patches and badges that adhered to his gi. And because I had forgotten how to sew, I would just use fabric glue. But eventually, after so many washes, fabric glue was going to fail. So I got a sewing machine so I could better adhere his patches, and then found out about conventions, and then found out about costume making, and then got into it from there, and then found out about contests and competing and winning. And though I didn't necessarily set out, like, of course, yeah, we set out to win, but like, essentially, I went from being and I told her how I did all this as a full-fledged grown-up, somebody's whole mom, doing all of this. And that, yes, there are some aspects where you might be embarrassed. The other day when I was at work, I have certain customers that I will tell when I'll be out of the office, specifically because they are people who like to prefer to deal with me only, and a lot of them sometimes will just pop up on me, which is great, but also at the same time, there's a lot of y'all, so I will email a couple of them and let them know, okay, I'm going to be on vacation this particular week, so you don't pop in. And one of them asked me, so you're going to be on vacation, where are you going? And I said, an anime convention. And he laughed at me. He, a full-fledged grown-ass man, laughed at me. And that right there let me know where our boundaries lie. Like, he's a great customer, absolutely wonderful, super respectful, exceedingly intelligent. But in that moment, I guess he doesn't care for anime, so he laughed at it. Said he would, he just chuckled and kept giggling about it, and then said that he would just have to ask his son, which, is fine. But, that initial reaction from him kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, like, well, And I'm not saying fuck you, but like, you know, fuck you too, damn. But there's still going to be moments where it can be embarrassing to talk about costuming and cosplay and makeup and fandoms and whatnot, because for a very long time, and still in some communities to this day, it's perceived as being nerdy, as uncool, as misunderstood, as weird. And I embrace all of those things. I like my fandoms. I like cosplaying. I like emulating characters for my own self-gratification, as well as the representation that emulation brings. And again, that's it. And I concluded my conversation with this young lady, letting her know that not everyone, as we see with this customer experience that I just had, not everyone is a safe space or a safe place to express curiosity or to express your interests. But I do my best to always be a safe space for you to ask, a support, a consult. I do my best to bring the good that I want to see out there for fandoms and for representation and for, like, I don't know how many of my con kids came up and brought their peoples with them and said, "This is Mama Diana," and I don't even realize that they're introducing me as Mama Diana. I'm just like, did you drink your water? Do you have water? Are you hydrated? Do you want snacks? Because convention food high. And then like, okay, I see why she's called Mom. But like, yeah, it's still worth it. And I know that one person laughing at me is not going to make me up and quit cosplay. But I ain't gonna tell them about the shit no more. No, you don't get to know the cool shit. Now, some of my customers, some of them, some of them are so supportive. Like, because I can't trust everyone with it, because it is still frowned upon in a lot of communities. But the ones that I can trust with it, who are just like, that is the neatest thing in the world. Oh, I can't wait to get back to work and be like, guess what? I'm on Planet Anime social media. I was on the fucking news. Just. But anyways, not only did that little girl make my day, but another young lady came up to see me and was so excited to meet me, and she tagged me in our photo on Instagram and said that meeting me was a dream come true. Bro, I'm somebody's mom that just happens to dabble in being a nerd. But if she thinks it's cool, if she thinks meeting me is a dream, then I'm doing something right. $7:57 a.m. Now I'm about to do makeup and all that good stuff. This is a special wig cap that has been modified for the bunny rabbit hero. Those are magnets. They work a little too well. Tested the polarity of them yesterday, and my, they are effective. But also, I don't have to worry about my ears sliding off or anything like that. Best friend should be here in about 5 minutes, according to Life 360. Okay. And now it's time to put on some quick makeup and head down there in the midst of all this mess.
It looks like you're ready to embrace the sweet embrace of death.
It is 11:34 p.m. on Saturday, October 21st. I am so sleepy and so exhausted. I thought I was tired yesterday. No, I didn't know what tired was yesterday. I am. My feet hurt. My legs hurt. My calves hurt. My booty cheeks hurt from all of the walking upstairs and uphill. Like, sheesh. My back hurts. My arms hurt. But that's also because I have not gone to the gym in a significant amount of time. All of a sudden there's physical activity, and a lot of it in a very short amount of period of time. But, woo, man, today was an amazing day. Jam-packed, absolutely phenomenal. Dang, it could have been an amazing storm if I really wanted to. Huh. I just realized, because I got to the con, was making good time. Best friend was with me. Her kids was with me. Had my kid, who was making good time, walking from the parking lot. They also had a lot of road closures for the Kansas City Marathon that was downtown. So they were warning to take alternate routes and park in an alternate parking lot if at all possible. Get out early. So I was like, we gotta go. Was making good time. I-70 was closed because they're redoing the bridge after Prospect. What bridge is it? It's right there where there's a Gates and a Taco Bell. They took out that bridge, and I know that they're putting the beams up again because they're going to try to have it completed by the winter time. So going alternate route through the city, through the Midtown 18th and Vine area to get back on the I-70 to get to the parking lot. Parked, found great parking, all that good stuff. To get out the car, get all the bags, get everything, and then I left my ears. I cannot be a superhero bunny rabbit without my ears because I had to add the magnets to them. And I left them still here on the wig stand. So I headed on into the convention, and best friend took my car to go back home to get my ears and then come back and park. Thankfully, parking lot was still relatively empty. I guess this one lot, because everyone, and I think that's probably what made the difference. Everyone is so used to Planet Comic-Con and parking in the other areas where you would normally for Planet Comic-Con. Taking the streetcar from Union Station or Crown Center, or from the city market, or parking there in the Power and Light District, and then walking up a few blocks, all that good stuff. Normally that's what we would do, because normally you're going in at the main entrance, and we have the entirety of the convention center. Because we only have, and I don't even know if it is half or 3/4 worth of floor space, because we've got Hall D, we've got the 3500 area, but we've got the southern end of the convention center this time. So not the full floor space, but still an adequate amount. But entry, like, I still don't know where it is that we go in the main doors at. I'm told off of 14th Street. But because I am an exhibitor, I go through the docks. Remind me to take you with me tomorrow as we go through the docks. I think that would be a good thing to see. Not that I'm going to ask you to remind me and you're the viewer, but, you know, whatever. But, she still got them to me in a relatively decent amount of time, But I literally, once I got there, I started trying to get unpacked and get the booth re-set up. A few additions here and there. Already, social media's out. Recording. There's other people. VIP opens at 9:30, so I have to be, like, you know, at least present for that. So I didn't get a chance to change into my costume until like 11. But that's how busy it was. Literally, as soon as the doors open, busy. But it was the good busy. It was the kind of busy that it was truly nonstop. Every time someone came up to the booth to say hi, or someone who knew me, there was another person to come up and say hi, or another person who knew me. Or I would try to get away to go make, because I'm stuck in my booth so much, I don't get to go see others. And every time I would try, someone would come up. Which, again, this is not a bad problem to have. This is actually a great experience, because it shows that there are people who truly value my company, or want to visit, or want to say hi. Or I answered a lot of awesome cosplay questions today about shaping wigs. I got to meet new fans. I'm terrible about following people back on Instagram, especially if it's like a private account or so, because I'm like, I'm forever sus. There's always bots out there, and unfortunately there have been people who have not been kind on social media. So if I don't follow you back, it is not anything against you individually, especially if I don't know that I know you. Like today, my friend Maddie gave me my new son. Look at him. He's amazing. But for the life of me, I could not remember Maddie's Instagram, so I could tag her. And then I finally just had to post, this is made by Madeline, but I do not know her handle. ADD. Very sorry. And she commented like, I'm so, okay, cool. There she is. Found her. Yes. Bless. There's 6,000 y'all that follow me on Instagram. 14,000 on TikTok. Almost 3,000 on YouTube. 4,000 on Facebook. It's like 700 on Twitter. And it's just like, literally, it's a combined following of like, it's 25,000, 30,000 people on social media. I do my best to try to keep up. Faces, I know you. Names, I'm trash. I will admit. But one thing I can say about this whole ADHD thing is that the multitasking, A1. Let me tell you. My brother was the life of his Halloween parties today. And apparently his peoples also follow me on social media, so that was fun. And they're filling him in on what costume I'm wearing on what particular day. Because he's like, I don't know none of this. But on the anime side, he knows Sailor Moon. He knows the fuck out of some Sailor Moon, of course. But, oh man, it's just... It was great to be busy. But man, we was busy. And then the walk. And I'm supposed to be trying to do heels tomorrow. I'm supposed to be doing heels tomorrow. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm taking flats with me, obviously. I just don't know what flats. If I'm taking the soft shoes, if I'm taking the Adidas slides, if I'm taking J's, I don't know. I'll figure that out. But we made it through the day, and until maybe the 3-4 o'clock hour, where the kid started to get like exhausted. Like he was struggling to keep his eyes open at the booth. And the baby is my best friend's 8-year-old or 7-year-old for the purposes of attending Planet Anime. But we affectionately call the baby because they're the youngest. But they were getting grumpy just because of, lack of food and energy. So normally we stay to fully support the cosplay contest, because I love supporting my new and beginner cosplayers and to help reaffirm my intermediate and my master level cosplayers. But we couldn't do it today. Like, you see, I'm in bed at 11:30 something. We were all so tired. And I didn't start to get exhausted until like the 10:30 hour tonight, where I could physically feel, okay, it's all catching up with me now. But, man, what a day. I at least remembered to drink some water and take my medication. And I ate. Oh, so there's that. Let's turn out the light. Take the glasses off. Go to bed. We got one more day. One more.
Day 3. Had a breath. It's been a walk.
Dang.
Welcome to the dock.
I'm gonna be a menace in the gaming tournament.
Yeah, we want you to be a menace. Okay, you made it. Yeah, let's go in. We are. I got mine. No, you don't need to get another one. It's alright. Remember, I still got water. The con is now open. We are a smidge late, but that's all right. It's okay. I'm pretty deep in the corner anyways. You usually have to go for a while to find me, at least based upon where my booth is. But, we in here. Folks are lining up already for photo ops. Yeah. I don't blame them. Excuse me, sorry. Let's see. Who's that? Ah, Chris from Dragon Ball. Vegeta. His line is deep already. The con just opened. Damn. Sheesh. Hot damn. We just got here. Wow. The line for Chris Sabat, like, who's Vegeta from Dragon Ball, is that deep already. Man's not even in the building yet.
It's always like that.
He is very well loved.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The coffin purse is cute. I do actually kind of need a new purse. I've been using one from my mom for the past 2 years. It's great, but because I put so much wear on it, it's starting to not zip up like it's supposed to. Nope. You don't need to give me nothing. Got purses at home. You already got me merch. I am good. And she said whenever she went back to Italy, she'd get me one. So it's the thought that counts. Suppose I should show y'all a little bit of what it looks like. Oops, excuse me. Snorlax. It's nice.
There's a lot of JoJo today.
Oh, hell, the connoisseur's here and I'm late. Let's just pretend we've been here the whole time. Let's just pretend we've been here the whole time. Here's my beloved. She's so amazing. What you doing here?
What's that, Mom?
That's the point. You never expect. Hi, Grandma. I'm good.
This is the one I used to work with. I'm good. How are you?
Well, let me get situated and y'all can come see me at my booth.
What, huh?
It's a whole secret identity.
It's done. All broken down. All ready to go. Just waiting on all clear so I can get the car pulled up. Because we got a lot of stuff. I am exhausted. Apparently I also broke my heels. Didn't realize that. Because the soles are coming undone. From the platform is coming off of the heel part. And I didn't notice that until I went to go take them off or something like that. But, you know, it is what it is. It be what it be. It do what it do. It was a absolutely phenomenal weekend. It was busy nonstop. It took an hour for me to be able to eat my food because I still had so many people coming up to talk to me. I sold patches. I sold cosplay prints. I apparently had requests for particular cosplay prints. Didn't realize how many people liked Princess Tiana. And I didn't print any because this was an anime convention, but I very clearly need to have Princess Tiana prints, so I'll do that. I'm also going to turn some of the patches into stickers. A lot of people mistook my lamination as them being stickers, so stickers are the wave, I guess so. So I'm going to do that for the next time, and I am going to open up the Etsy for some patches, at least for what it is that I have on hand. And then I know what I need to do and have made enough to where getting ready for my next convention appearance, fingers crossed that it's Planet Comic-Con 2024. But, you know, at least I know now, getting ready for the next big event, what to do, what not to do. Now, we can only execute it, but, you know, let's hope. Outside of that, it's a great time. It is truly, genuinely a great time. I had great booth mates. I got to meet an actual celebrity cosplayer who's like internationally famous, and he asked if I wanted a cosplay print. Yes, I absolutely want a cosplay print. I need you to sign it. And I still haven't read what it is that he wrote, but I'm saving that for whenever I go home, you know, just in case it makes me weep. I gave him a cosplay print as well. He like was so touched, he gave me a hug. Like, it's wild. It's wild. Absolutely wild. But, you know, this was worth it. I know there's one point in time where I was fussing about how it would be worth it, but it's worth it. Till next time.